Hello and welcome to After the Whistle. I am your host, Brian Dorrington, here with Mackerel Mukala Kabungo.
We got famous Amos cookies. These are the best cookies ever made.
Yes, we do have some famous Amos.
Yes.
Here for members, if you want to come down, eat some famous Amos.
If I don't eat them all first.
And we've also got salmon, Steve Pafume. I'm guessing you guys noticed I went with a fish theme this week.
Yes.
Was it good?
Have you guys ever had a salmon burger?
I don't eat fish.
No, and I don't plan on it.
I don't eat seafood.
It's delicious.
You don't
I'm
eat
sick of the regular burger.
Why not?
I just find it disgusting.
What is so disgusting about seafood?
They live in an ocean, and I'm scared of the ocean in general. I don't know what's under there. I don't know what they eat.
What?
I don't know. If it doesn't grow on
That's
a
the
farm,
most interesting
I don't like the
reason
smell.
that I've heard.
I don't like the smell either.
You know, that's why they clean it in.
They don't clean the ocean.
I mean, the fish.
All right, well, let's talk sports. Before we talk sports, why don't you tell us about, I called it a dress earlier, and you were offended when I called it a dress. So why don't you talk about your garb that you're wearing?
If those are watching, they probably think it's a dress because the body's cut off and don't know what's happening in there. So tomorrow's Saturday, June 30th is the 58th Independence Day of Democratic Republic of Congo. We've been free for 58 years. Allegedly, we've been free for 58 years. That's what they tell us. So this is why I got on this, just to look good. And I'm going to hit up some parties this weekend.
Well, happy Independence Day to the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Yes.
And now let's move on to probably the highlight of our year, the NBA awards show.
We called it the highlight of our year.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, I would not take it that far.
No, I actually don't think any of us watched it.
No, I definitely did not watch it.
I definitely did not watch it either.
I have my...
Yes, coming up, though.
I'll go into my rants later about.
So why don't you
shows.
Why don't you read to the audience who won, and then Mukala will go and he can tell us why he thinks it should just be abandoned altogether.
All right. So MVP, we got James Harden, which is good. Rookie of the Year, we got Ben Simmons. Sixth man, we got Lou Williams. Defensive Player of the Year, we got Rudy Gobert. Most improved player is Victor Oladipo. And Coach of the Year, Dwayne Casey. Can I go on a rant real quick before Mukala goes on his rant?
Go ahead.
How do you get nominated for an award as you get fired? And how are you still on that category as Coach of the Year if you got fired from the team that you are nominated for? How is this possible?
So this who votes? So this is not the one the coaches vote for. This is the one the media votes for.
Yes.
Maybe this was kind of the media sticking it to the Toronto Raptors ownership, saying like you made terrible decision. But this actually isn't the first time it happened. I forget some of the other coaches, but it has happened where a coach has won Coach of the Year after being fired.
Yeah.
But it is a little weird, and I do think it should have went to Brad Stevens. But
I also think too, just for the simple fact, Canada, why we're giving
any award,
why they should get anything, because we knew I told everybody we knew what was going to happen with that team. They've done that before, so there was no reason why he should have got Coach of the Year. I knew that team was a disappointment. Now, to this NBA awards. I hate the NBA awards. I hate it with the passion. I friggin' hate the NBA awards.
Oh, God, he's dropping F-bombs.
I hate it with all my... So, before they started doing this a couple years ago, when they announced the winners of these awards, they'll have a press conference, the players will come, they'll bring their teammates on. It was a special moment. And then before a game during the playoffs, they present it in front of the fans. So this is a way for them to celebrate with their fans. Now they got them going to LA. They got them just doing this nonsense just for what? It's all about an hour, and then they give the speech. It takes the whole, I don't know the word to say, but it just takes something out of it. Because beforehand, you could celebrate it during the game with your fans. They could enjoy it with you. And now it's like,
Yeah, you know what? I don't know why. First of all, the NHL awards are 10 times worse. So I don't know why they just don't save it all for the ESPYs. I know ESPN is kind of like their own thing, but why don't they, or just have a special award show at the end of all the seasons and just have it, like, do it really nice, but then bring all the sports in and have it like maybe nice Oscars or something. But yeah, you're right. The NBA, even the NFL awards.
The NFL honors, oh my goodness.
The NFL honors, they get some bigger name celebrities sometimes. I think Alec Baldwin hosted one time, right? So
the only good thing about the NFL honors is I believe they highlight they honor those that are going into the Hall of Fame during the later on in the year. That's
right.
That's one of the good things. But
the one thing I remember from the NFL honors last time I watched was Katy Perry presenting the award for best offense.
We do not talk about that
best
time.
offense player or something. She kept saying offense instead of offense. So she really did her rehearsal. Okay, so NBA awards, are we in all agreement that they can be completely...
Yeah, they should
be touched up. They should be back
they should go back to how they used to give out the awards.
Okay.
Press conference, do it in front of then present them with the trophy in front of the fans. Don't this nonsense with the NBA awards. I hate it. Hate it. Also, I think Joel Embiid should have won Defensive Player of the Year. Gobert was not a bad choice, but I think Embiid should have won it. I think he had a better season. And they both were hurt during the season, too. So I believe LeBron James should have won the MVP. I don't think James Harden should have won the MVP. LeBron had a way better season than him. He played all games. He played all the games. He didn't miss any games due to injury. James Harden missed about 10 games due to injury, I think. And LeBron has scored... Every category, check off LeBron. So, I mean...
You got a different take on that. You're a Harden guy.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't really say anything. I mean, Mukala's right on that one. Like, I'm not going to argue with him.
I think it was pretty much unanimous throughout the season, or for the last few weeks, that it was going to be James Harden. You and I both agreed that it should be LeBron James. As much as I dislike him, you got to take postseason into play. I mean, here was the team. You got to look at the player he plays with. But maybe it gets to one of those points where we're really going to keep giving it to this guy over and over again. He's the best player in the world. Does he really need it? I don't know. I don't think it matters.
Yeah,
he just cares that he's just in it for a title.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Well, the one award
the
one award I don't like was the Rookie of the Year. Don't get me wrong, I like Ben Simmons. He works hard all the time, but I don't really think he deserved this.
This isn't the first time this happened. Does everybody know that, right?
No, yeah.
This isn't the first time that someone who's technically not a rookie but is a rookie won the MVP.
Well, that's not even why.
Yeah, isn't it the amount of games you played in your rookie year or something? I think it has to do with the number of games.
No, it's just the number of seasons. But he technically didn't play his first season.
Yeah, his first season he didn't play, and then this season he played.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, and so
this happened to Blake Griffin. He won Rookie of the Year, but he missed his entire. Technically,
did he have a better? Just so I mean, I know we're homers, but personally, I think Jason Tatum had a better year, and I think you have to take postseason play into it as well.
That's another thing with these awards. It's regular season.
It's regular
season awards.
I wish that they would take postseason into it a little bit.
Yeah, if they did, then they'd have to push it back and give out the awards like July or something.
So let's move on to this next one, because I'm sure we'll probably spend a lot of time talking about this today and in the next few days, and that is the Kawhi Leonard situation. Where is it going? What are the Spurs going to do? What's he going to do? Steve, why don't you start us off on this? Where do you think, let's start off by answering this question. Where is Kawhi going to end up?
So, 90% chance he's going to the Lakers. I'm a Leonard fan. I have been a Leonard fan since 2011, because I've just liked the Spurs since then, and he kind of moved up in front of Ginobili for me. But so it'd be interesting to see him on the Celtics. I don't see us getting him just because there's a few tweaks we'd have to make. Well,
they say there's one of the top two. They say it's pretty much down to the Lakers and the Celtics.
The only reason why I say no to the Celtics is because of salary cap, because we can't afford Leonard.
He won't stay anyways.
Yeah,
he won't stay anyways.
We already have an MVP, which Kyrie. We got two great rookies.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward's coming off. We got Al Horford. I mean, Horford's old. If anything, if you're going to get rid of someone, I'd get rid of Horford. Just because of the age. That's the only reason why I would.
Anybody's going to take his contract.
No, definitely no. But, that's the only way. But even so, we can't afford.
Well, no, the Celtics definitely can make the numbers work. You're just going to have to
try to get rid of some of your young players.
You're just going to have to get rid of some of your young players.
Tatum or Brown would have to go.
Tatum or Brown would have to go. I'll let you weigh on this first. What do you think is going to happen with Kawhi Leonard?
I think the Spurs are going to try their hardest not to send him to LA. They're going to try to send him to an East Coast team because they probably don't want to deal with him play against him or whatever. But it's not gonna make sense because whatever team they deal with him in the East, he's gonna be a rental player pretty much because he's gonna become the free agent next year, and they'll probably go to LA anyways because they'll still have some space. But another thing, the Spurs did not do themselves any favors in trying to keep him on the team because nobody, I haven't heard anybody in that organization actually say something positive or try to kind of defend Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, isn't that a red flag? Is that not a red flag?
On Leonard?
On Leonard. That nobody in this organization. Why not?
No.
Tony Parker's been a stand-up guy. Popovich, as much as the media doesn't like him, he's a player's coach. Has anybody else had these issues with the Spurs? Can you name anybody else?
No, because they usually keep things in-house, but for some reason,
and you're going to blame Kawhi Leonard instead of an organization that has won numerous awards and Greg Popovich considered one of the best. You're blaming Kawhi Leonard. See, I don't know.
I'm not.
See, he's a risk to me.
The organization, they did not do themselves any favor. Once again, that players' meeting when they all came and were confronting him, talking about his injury, when they all attacked him about his injury during the players-only meeting.
Maybe it was a phony injury.
That was one thing. Then Bruce Bowen, he gets online and he's attacking him too. Then Coach Popovich, he said something about Kawhi Leonard. So it's like, okay, I see what you guys are doing here. Nobody here wants me on this team. The way you guys are acting, all right, I'm not gonna play. I'm getting out of here. Get me out of here.
The team doctors cleared him. The team doctors cleared him.
You can't always trust team doctors.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I'm looking at the organization. I'm looking at the players involved. I'm looking at Tony Parker, and I'm looking at Greg Popovich, and I'm looking at this organization who had success. He's known as a players coach, and there's this one guy. Any team that takes him is going to take a risk. You don't know anything about this guy's personality in the locker room.
Okay, but this is the same organization that just sits players on back-to-backs when they're healthy, they're not hurt. They sit players just to sit them during when they have back-to-back games.
Yeah, and that's well,
come on now.
And I think the NBA either changed that rule or tried to change that rule.
They still do it.
Well, I mean, they want to keep guys healthy because they know they're going to be in the postseason. They're winners.
Right.
I think any East Coast team that goes for Kawhi Leonard is crazy, and I know the Celtics are making a push. If they give I would give up maybe the Sacramento pick for him, just that. But you know he's a rental. You know he's going to be there for 1 year. I think the Spurs are going to hang on to him, and I think the Spurs could be spiteful enough to hang on to him for the whole season.
If I'm him and they hang on to me, all right, I'm putting my feet up. I'm not playing.
Then you got to look at it.
Collect money and not play.
The only thing you got to look at there, like, if you do that, no other team's going to pick him up then.
You sure about that?
If you put your feet up and just say, no, I'm not going to play, teams are going to look at that and be like,
if you suck, they won't play you.
No, it's just like the Clay Buchholz thing. Clay Buchholz wanted out of the Red Sox. He didn't do anything to help him get traded. It took him months and months and months to get off the team.
Clay Buchholz was never a finals
MVP. But he's going to be fine. He'll
still,
be fine.
yeah.
He's not going to be. He won't get his salary if he's not going to play.
I'm not playing. Get me out of here. I don't want to be here. You guys don't want me here? I don't want to be here.
Well, eventually, I think that they're going to start the season with him. When it comes closer to the trade deadline, I do see them making a push to trade with the Lakers. They have no reason to do it right away because LeBron's waiting on Kawhi. Paul George is waiting on LeBron and Kawhi. I think the Spurs are playing this right. They're going to wait until they absolutely have to trade him, and then they know that the Lakers are going to give them whatever that they ask for.
Go ahead and wait. If I'm Kawhi, I'll be waiting too.
Yeah, but at that point, the Lakers, what are they going to do? LeBron, it seems like he's making calls to Kevin Durant now. This is another rumor. Allegedly making calls. He's getting desperate. One of the things LeBron was hoping is he could get Kawhi to the Lakers or Paul George to the Lakers.
LeBron doesn't do any recruiting to get anybody.
But the thing LeBron's going to look at, the Lakers, they don't have that much, Lakers don't have that much money either. Like, they got Lonzo.
A lot of cap space.
Oh, yeah, I know. But, if you bring LeBron in, there goes, 40 to 50.
LeBron doesn't do. He does short deals though. He does short-term deals.
Yeah, but if he goes to the Lakers, this is going to be the final team he's on. I see.
Yeah, but the Lakers have a lot of cap space.
They have a lot of
but then you got Paul George. That's another another 20 mil.
Yeah, they have cap space for that.
I know, but you're looking at right now. You're looking at 70 mil. Because I'd say LeBron will go.
If they get those two players in free agencies, if they get LeBron and Paul George, they'll be fine. They don't need to make the trade
what
for
about
Kawhi.
the third one? If you get Durant or Leonard, that's like another.
Durant's not going anywhere.
No, they don't need to. If they get LeBron and Paul George this offseason, they don't need to make any moves. They could keep their young guys, and then they'll have next summer they'll have more space to get another player. So Kawhi Leonard's going to end up in LA no matter what. If the Spurs don't trade him for this season, next season he's gone. So I mean, the Lakers, they're just planning for the future.
And I hope the Celtics don't get in on this, unless it's just the Sacramento pick, because you might be able to get him, if you can get him for 1 year for the Sacramento pick first round, you might get a championship out of it, so it might be good for 1 year, but don't give up Rozier, Brown, or Tatum in an attempt to get this guy for 1 year.
I just saw a tweet that said Boston is one of the teams Paul George is interested in. But
that'd be an interesting one.
Where's Paul George going to fit in?
Yeah, they've already got 3 guys. They've got 3 guys that play his position and do similar things. So
yeah, I don't think he's worth it. And they're rookies. You got them on rookie deals.
And I don't think he's going to be coming up. He's going to want to come off the bench. So I don't see that happening.
Okay, so let's talk more about free agency. Some other names out there. DeMarcus Cousins. He's a big name guy. Mm-hmm. We have DeAndre Jordan out there. He's another big name guy.
I have heard Dallas is pursuing him. Houston,
I don't see him going to Dallas.
Houston, I don't know why he would do that whole thing again. No. Houston, I heard, is interested in.
I think Houston might be a good fit for him. For Jordan, I think Houston would be a good fit for him. Mm-hmm. Big guy, I think they need one more big guy, and then they'll be set. And if they keep Harden and Chris Paul for at least another year or two together, and DeAndre Jordan comes, I see them making the finals. If DeAndre Jordan goes. If he does not, they still don't have a chance. But
it can happen.
Well, do you think he's really that big of an upgrade from Capella?
They do the same thing. He's just bigger.
Yeah, no, bigger. That's what they need though. They need someone bigger. They don't need someone more skilled. They just need a bigger guy.
Well, why not just re-sign Capella?
That would make sense, but
that would make sense. Why was this Houston talk? I didn't hear this. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
They've been interested in, because they think Capella is going to sign somewhere else, or they think they might not have the money to sign Capella.
Okay, let's talk about where could Capella go.
I don't know.
Toronto.
Anywhere he goes, he's not going to be as good as he was in Houston.
Well, I mean, let's talk about LeBron creating this dream team in LA. You might not get, so maybe you don't get Kawhi, but say you get Paul George and a guy like Capella. Now you can compete with the Warriors.
And disclaimer, these are old pictures we found. So, these are just old pictures.
Wow, okay, we got some real old ones.
Yeah, this is us foreshadowing. Maybe they all go back to their teams. That's foreshadowing.
So there's some other, because it takes 3 these days, so there are some other players besides Kawhi that LeBron could entice to go to LA.
Interesting player to keep an eye on is Aaron Gordon from Orlando.
Ooh, I don't know. I can see him signing back to Orlando.
I can see it, but the Pacers have shown interest in him. The Pacers also shown interest in Marcus Smart. So that's another player to keep an eye on. We already talked about him before, Jabari Parker. Mm-hmm. He could be a nice role player for
the only thing Jabari's got to do, he's got to
stay healthy.
There's that. But watching him shoot, his shot's getting better, but he's still got to work on that. He's missing more and more more games going on, and it's not even the shot, it's the form. He screws up his form when he goes to shoot because he's just rushing it. He doesn't take the time. You see how the big names like Chris Paul, James Harden, LeBron, they'll when they find an open look, they wait a sec and then they'll shoot. Jabari, when he gets the ball, he just shoots.
Yeah, he's still learning the game. That's his problem. He's still learning, and he's missed some seasons. But I think the one I'm really paying attention to is Aaron Gordon to see where he goes, because he's a good player just on a terrible franchise. Mm-hmm. So maybe maybe he'll go to LA. He's a Southern California guy.
Actually, when we're talking about Capella, that Orlando Magic literally popped in my head before you said Aaron Gordon. I'm like, maybe what if he goes to Orlando?
I mean, wherever Capella goes, he's not going to be as good as he was in Houston, because it's easy to look good when you got 2 All-Stars getting you easy baskets. So
there are other teams with two good All-Stars.
Not in Orlando.
Definitely not.
Now let's just talk one more thing. Kevin Durant opts out of his contract,
Yep.
staying in Golden State.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do another one of those 2-year contracts, 2-year deals, second year option, and then. Because that's the thing now. That's the thing that players are doing,
And
because
I
they
don't
get
like it.
more money that way though.
Yeah, I know, but I want to see loyalty where they stay for a team for a long time.
There's no loyalty in sports.
Not
There
anymore.
should be. There is. I mean, there is in football. Guys stay with teams for much longer. I mean, who are the real players besides Dirk Nowitzki that you could say were drafted by the same team that are just stars
Most of them got
and have
traded.
played? That's what I'm saying. Well, a lot of them got traded. A lot of them leave at free agency.
That's why these players have no
see,
loyalty, because the owners will just be like, or the GMs will just
look at
trade
Dwayne
them
Wade.
like that.
Dwayne Wade, yeah, he got traded, but then when he went to Miami, he said he wants to retire in Miami, so he's gonna stay there. He's staying loyal, and it wasn't even like when he got traded. He didn't. It's not that he didn't like the franchise. He liked Miami's franchise. He liked playing for the team, but he wanted something different. Like so, that's when he went. When he got traded back.
And him and Pat
See, I
Riley want to
I like the long-term deals that you see in the NHL and in the NFL, and we'll be talking about a long-term deal in the NHL coming up soon. But first, let's transition to the NFL. They have who put this out? Was it NFL.com or ESPN?
The NFL Network.
Yeah.
The NFL Network.
The annual top 100.
The annual top 100. I'll read it out, and then we can get reactions from Steve and then Mukala. So we're just going to talk about the top 10. Brady, Antonio Brown, Wentz, Julio Jones, Bell, Gurley, Aaron Donald, Breeze, Von Miller, and Rodgers in that order. Steve, initial reactions?
Honestly, I would probably switch I'd move Aaron Rodgers up to like probably 6. Donald down to 9.
Whoa.
Hang on, whoa. Hang on.
I want to hear this.
Hang on.
Yeah,
Please,
let's get
do
this
explain.
explanation.
Okay, I'm going to start over real quick because I don't remember anything I just said.
You said Aaron Donald at number 9.
You're
That's
gonna
what
move
I know.
down.
I'm going to move him down. Move Aaron Rodgers up to probably like 7. And I'm going to move Von Miller down to 10. Only reason why is because Drew Brees I'm keeping at 8 because he had a good season, but not like the best season.
he had a great season.
Aaron Rodgers, I think, had a better season than Drew Brees. The only reason why I moved Donald down, it's not that he had a bad season. He had an amazing season and everything. But compared to Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees, I don't think he did different positions too. But I wouldn't put him at 7.
Aaron Donald was the most dominant defensive player in the league.
Yeah.
Probably the best defensive player in the league. His impact was crazy. He should be, let me see.
He should be top 5.
He should be, I put him over Le'Veon Bell. I put him right there, number 5 over Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
And I'd move Le'Veon Bell to number 6, Todd Gurley to number 7, and so on and so forth. I also would move Antonio Brown out of the top 10.
Antonio Brown is not he's not the second best player.
I would definitely. I'd move Brown too.
Antonio
Yeah.
Brown. I'd move him probably 9, 10, 11 range. That's where I'd put Antonio Brown. He's not number 2. I would not put Antonio Brown at number 2. Carson Wentz number 3. Yeah, that's fine. I still think he had a great season.
Nope,
despite
thumbs
the 13. He played 13 games. He played more than half the season. Aaron Rodgers, he's right where he needs to be. He missed a whole bunch of games, so he's right where he needs to be at number 10 for this season. And Drew Brees, like I said, I agree with you. He's right there. He could have been in the top 5 too.
Yeah.
The season he had, but
I think you just gotta look
also
at the-
Von Miller, I'd take him out the top 10.
I say if you miss more than 3 games in the regular season, you shouldn't make the top 10. You could be on the list. You could be top 20. If you miss more than that, if you can't stay healthy, you shouldn't be in the top 10. That's why I would take Rodgers out of the top 10, and I would take Wentz out of the top 10, and I think Russell Wilson and Rob Gronkowski were both snubbed. Russell Wilson came in at number 11. He should have cracked the top 10. I think he was the entire team of the Seattle Seahawks last year. They had nobody. They're going to have even less players this year. He deserves to be in the top 10. I would have bumped those 2 guys out. Gronk, I would say the most dominant offensive player, and this is not just me being a homer, okay? We were talking, who would you rather have, let's say it's third and 12 and like 2 minutes left in the game. Who are you going to throw the ball to?
Gronk
Gronk or Antonio Brown? or Julio Jones. Gronk and Julio Jones are the two most dominant receivers, I say. And I also would put Gurley ahead of Bell. I mean, last year we were talking about Gurley as runner-up for MVP.
Yeah, he had a great
and you're
season.
right, I would bump Von Miller out. And I don't like that there's no lineman in, so I know it's a reach, but I would put Tyron Smith in top 10. Why not?
Why not? I don't blame you. But yeah, also I would definitely put Gronk and Julio Jones. I would put them 2 or 3.
I can go with that.
Number 2 or 3 because those two were very dominant. But yeah, this list it wasn't as crazy as some of the previous lists, but that's just our take on the top 10. I just Von Miller. They didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's another thing. The team didn't even make the playoffs. So how are you going to put a guy whose team didn't make the playoffs in the top 10?
But I think we all agree Tom Brady is number 1, the GOAT. Yeah, he's a little bit weird lately, and I'm starting to like him less personally, but he's still the best player in the NFL.
I mean, he's getting old. Like, he just wants to live his life now. Like, I mean, whatever he does.
Did he not want to live his life before? You're
younger. Yeah, you're younger. You got the money and everything. Now look at him. He's 40, turning 41. Doesn't have that many more years left. At most 3, I'd say. Yeah. You gotta think, what do you do after this? Like, I think that's what he's doing. He's thinking, what am I gonna do after I retire?
He's promoting his TB12 in like a very strange cultish way.
I mean, whatever works though.
Listened to his interviews and watched any of his theories or bought his book.
Not really.
I was given his book. I read it. Oh, dude, it's kind of like culty almost.
Maybe he's in a cult. Who knows?
I think that must be happening. Okay, let's move on. I think we're running behind.
Yeah,
Janoris Jenkins. This is a unique story.
Yeah, it's very unique. So there was a body found at his place in New Jersey. Janoris Jenkins, he's in Florida training.
Yeah.
They're doing his off-season training. So his lawyer advised him to just stay in Florida for now as they're trying to figure out what in the world is going on. But kind of like the weirdest thing to happen. You're like, you get a call. They found a dead body at your place.
Yeah. I think they arrested the brother or had him in.
Well, what I read, they don't even know if this is his real brother. That's exactly. I'm not lying.
You mean the guy that they have that they've arrested?
Yep. They don't know if this is his actual brother.
So it might be somebody he grew up with that.
Maybe, but they have the same name, or it could just be someone with the same name, like last name. They don't know officially, but I guess like we said, Jenkins should just stay in Florida, kind of until everything's okay.
Yeah. He's got to stay there. Because if he comes back, then they're going to start questioning him, and then just some other stuff for him to drag him in. Especially, they have training camp coming up, so it's like I'm trying to get ready for training camp, and this is happening at my house, and
I smell a Dateline special coming up.
I mean, this picture says it all on the situation.
That's definitely the computer.
What's going on
That's a very high quality image there we've got for you guys.
That's probably how he looked when he answered the phone.
Full screen of that, maybe not. All right, now let's go for Gronk. This Gronk trade offers on my rundown. I don't think anything ever happened.
Nothing ever happened. But I heard a story that Belichick had shopped Gronk around at some point during the season, and I guess Mr. Kraft shut it down or whatever. But
I don't know what's
those are rumors. I don't believe anything.
I just don't get what's going on with Belichick now. He's been he's not the from sitting Malcolm Butler down to trade rumors and all that.
Didn't happen. I don't know.
Well, that's why I did the air quotes. But even so, he's changing. He's not acting like the old Belichick.
He's going against the regime. That's why it's like when Hulk Hogan turned heel.
Yeah. NWO Bill Belichick would be amazing.
There's a meme about that.
If he comes out to Jimi Hendrix, there's
a meme. It's Belichick, Gronk, and Brady. The Hulk NWO.
Oh, with Eric Bischoff, that would be amazing.
Kraft is Eric Bischoff.
All right,
it's the most hilarious meme you'll ever see.
I'm gonna make my own meme. Okay, but I think now we have to go to a break because I'm sure we're running behind.
Yeah.
So, check out this break.
You've always protected me. Every day of my life.
There you go.
Thanks, Dad.
I'm older now, but I still need you. Prescription pain pills, heroin. I know kids are getting addicted, and people are dying. Can you still protect me?
You can protect your teen. Teens who talk to their parents about opioids are less likely to misuse them. Find out what you can say.
Every 40 seconds in the United States, a child goes missing. About 74% of victims of non-family child abductions are girls.
Only about 1 child out of 10,000 missing children reported to the local police is not found alive. 1 in 5 children 10 to 17 years old receive unwanted sexual solicitations online.
So parents, please keep an eye on your children.
Hello and welcome back to ATW. We're going to talk a little bit of NHL now. We got a great story for you. Willie O'Ree, the first African-American player to play in the NHL, actually got into the Bruins Hall of Fame. It was long overdue. He's 82 years old. I saw the video for it. I think it was great. He was 82 years old.
Don't look 82.
He looked pretty good for 82.
I thought it was the actual NHL Hall of Fame, not just the Bruins.
Oh, was it the NHL Hall of Fame?
I thought
that
so.
might be true. I thought it was the Bruins Hall of Fame.
I mean, I could
We'll
be
have to
wrong. I actually
clarify.
don't know, to be honest.
Let's double check that. But
We can double check that one.
I'll check it now.
But that's a good accomplishment for him, especially being African American, where you don't see many.
There are
And,
not many African Americans in the league right now. We've got Subban.
No,
one
it
of
is
the
the
top players.
NHL Hall of Fame.
Oh, the NHL Hall of
Yep.
Fame. Okay. Well, great for you, Willie O'Ree.
Is he the first African American to be inducted into the NHL Hall of Fame?
We should do this research before.
We should, but
We don't
you know.
have researchers here, and we're
Yeah,
busy,
we don't have
so
research. We
sometimes
do
we
this
can't
stuff. We
get.
had our annual meeting.
Yeah, so-
Well, while Steve's doing that research, we can talk the biggest free agent, I would say, in sports, besides LeBron James, if you're a hockey fan, and that's John Tavares of the Islanders. He is an unrestricted free agent, and he has until tonight. We're filming this on Friday, so by the time you guys probably watch this program, he might have already made a choice, but he has until tonight to sign his extension for 8 years with the New York Islanders.
8 years. That's a lot of time in one place.
That's how they do it.
8
And
years.
so far, he's interviewed with 4 teams: the Bruins, Sharks, Leafs, Stars, Lightning, and Islanders. And this is one of the best players in the NHL, top 5 offensive talent. Definitely a top 10, if not 5.
He's young, too.
Best player, and he's young. Mukala, what happens with John Tavares? What do you want to see?
Well,
Can he
first-
come to the Bruins?
First of all, he's from Canada, so.
That's right. Ah,
But do the Bruins have the cap space to sign him? Will they be flexible enough to sign him if they have to work some things out? I think, my hunch says he might resign with his current team, with the Islanders. But maybe if he saw how the Bruins played this year, he might be intrigued to sign with the Bruins, because the Bruins were also close of taking that step to try to make a Stanley Cup Finals run. So he might be that key piece that they would need to get them over the hump. So if he's smart, he would look at the teams that are going to pursue him. He would look at which team has the best chance has the best opportunity of winning the championship in the close to near future.
and I think all the teams besides the Stars and the
Did I
Islanders
say that
do
right?
have that
Close
chance.
to near future. Did I say that
Yes.
right?
Close to near? I don't know.
No.
It's Friday here. We can make grammatical errors. Steve, what's your take on Tavares?
I don't know. I honestly didn't know who Tavares was until today. I don't watch hockey.
On. You don't.
I don't watch hockey.
Sorry. Okay, you can. If we had a dunce corner, we'd put you in there
Yeah.
for a few minutes for that one. So here's the deal: Bruins, do they have the cap space now? No. But if they met with him, they flew out to LA, they can get it done. You would need to most likely unload. You need to probably get rid of Torrey Krug, and Torrey Krug's probably the best piece that you can get something for. Definitely, probably a first-round draft pick. You'd try to get somebody to take Backus's contract, because that's a big contract. Not many people are going to want to take it. You'll have to throw in a prospect. And then the question, what do you do with David Krejci? You're probably going to have to get rid of him too. I've heard some people say that maybe Krejci could play the wing with John Tavares. I don't know if that's going to...
That'd be an interesting dynamic.
It would be an interesting dynamic. I don't know if he could do it, but it would be interesting to see. If John Tavares joins either the Bruins, the Sharks, the Leafs, or the Lightning, I think that team will probably immediately become the Stanley Cup favorite. He's
if
that
he joins the
good
Lightning.
of a player. If he joins the Lightning, yeah.
Bye-bye. Yeah, just pencil them in.
East.
Pencil them in
They
into the finals.
They got a lot of scoring already, and he's a top line guy. But you know,
maybe the Capitals will.
Well, the Capitals aren't even in it. No. He didn't want to talk to the Capitals. He only chose.
Well, they should force themselves to talk to him.
No, he didn't want to. He didn't want to. So he's looking at these teams for a reason. I think that Boston, they can say, we've got a great players coach. We have somebody in Patrice Bergeron, who's one of the most respected guys, if not the most respected guys in the league. And there's a lot of young talent and some older guys like Zdeno Chara. So I do think we're kind of on the outside to land him. But I do think we there's a chance. A guy I really do think we can land that we should definitely pursue, especially if we don't get to Tavares, is James Van Riemsdyk, because he's a great winger, kind of that power forward.
Last name. That is quite the last name.
And he's American.
Well, that's quite the last name.
And he's American. he's from New Jersey, so you can like this guy. And he's good.
He's from New Jersey.
He's from New Jersey. He was on the U.S. Olympic team before, too, so he's somebody we should go after. Now, let's talk, you want to talk about Barry Trotz?
We could quickly talk about him.
Yeah.
Just the Capitals not trying to, give him an extension on his car, a new contract.
Pay the man.
Just pay him. He just won you a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Why don't you want to pay him?
Well, he's gone.
Yeah, he was gone, and I think he got a job in what, like 48 hours?
Teams look at it.
So.
Teams look at it. Oh, they win the championship. Something. Oh, we can we're great now, so we can do something different. Let's get rid of a coach. All right, we can. We'll do better now. It's like, that's definitely what's gonna happen.
You don't know how good you have it until you lose it.
Yep.
So.
And they still don't have a coach. Capitals don't have a coach.
Yeah, so this is quite the way to start off. Your potential.
Maybe
getting back to
becomes coach.
Well, good job for the Rangers. Picked them up, I believe,
yes.
right? Good job for the Rangers. You got a good coach, so maybe he'll get you guys a Stanley Cup. But the Capitals, come on, really?
No, the Islanders. He's the coach of the Islanders.
Oh, the Islanders. Yeah, there we
the
go.
Islanders.
Yeah, the Islanders.
So that's where Tavares is now. Maybe the new coach might convince him to
But the
stay.
Capitals, come on, you guys just had this high, and now you just ruined it.
Yeah.
Oh well. It's time for Athletes Corner.
Yeah.
Soccer edition, we had the members of the Lynn Classical soccer team here, and we chatted up with them about their past season, what they're looking forward to, all that good stuff, and their World Cup takes. Athletes Corner, and then we're coming back, and we're going to wrap this thing up. Welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner. In the spirit of the World Cup, we have some soccer players here from Lynn Classical High. We're going to talk about the upcoming season. I'm going to let them introduce themselves because this is the World Cup. This is our World Cup edition. So, guys, welcome, fellas. Introduce yourselves to the people.
Hello, my name's Ivan Malero. I'm the center back for Lynn Classical High School's varsity soccer team.
My name is Kevin, and I played midfield for Lynn Classical.
My name is Daniel, and I'm the goalie for Lynn Classical.
How you doing, fellas?
Good.
Very good. How are you?
What's going on? You guys just wrapped up the school season? The school year's all over for you guys?
Yeah.
It's summer break now. How you guys? I guess we're just to get out of school for a time being.
About time.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about your soccer season. Tell me a little bit about the soccer season that you guys had last year, the ups and downs, some things that you guys learned, and some things that you're hoping to improve going into the senior year. Go down the line.
For me, I felt like our season, we didn't capitalize enough on our opportunities, and I feel like we played really individualistic. Mm-hmm. I felt like we could have passed the ball a lot more. We could have played and communicated better. I just feel it's like it was a lack of preparedness,
Mm-hmm.
And going forward, I hope that we can learn to work as a unit.
Definitely. For you?
From the past season, I can say we have talent, and if we just have somebody to use that talent correctly, we can do big things next season. That's the most important thing we got from the last season.
Definitely.
Last season, there was a lot of new players coming in, so our chemistry wasn't really that good in the beginning. But starting at the end of the season, that's when our chemistry started getting better. We were playing more better, but it was already too late.
Yeah.
And we were very close to making states, but a lot of people were getting injured and our conditioning, and it was like very, very, very bad.
So now you guys seen what you guys need to do. You guys have a new coaching staff, new coach. So, what are some of the things early on that he's talked to you guys about in getting prepared for next season?
Well, the main thing for like now is we're starting captain's practices early. For example, we're going to start, I'm pretty sure July 2nd, which is next week, next Monday. But he's also talked about that like this year, there's not going to be like last year, like how before people were like struggling to pass in their paperwork. So like the responsibility wasn't there. So like this year he's looking for people who care and people who are ready to like commit to the sport.
So basically he's making sure you guys hold yourselves accountable and doing the things that you guys need to do in order for you guys just to things off the field that'll help you guys, build team together. Tell me a little about, some things that you guys individually are going to be working on for this off season, going into camp and then going into the season. Some individual things that you guys think you guys both need.
Well, we're definitely going to do a lot of passing workouts. So like on and off the ball movements, because it's not always what you do with the ball on your feet. It's also how your teammates move. So like it's about the angles and just being at the right place at the right time. So we're gonna plan on working on that, just like working on quicker feet, so we could change, move our bodies more quicker. Just like turn, like open up, and also conditioning, and probably we're gonna try and help out Danny too. We're gonna do some goalie drills,
Danny, you're gonna be the goalie.
Yeah.
So you have one of the most important jobs on the field. Just what's that for you, like being the goalie? What is your mindset during the games? Just because goalie is basically one of the most important positions in soccer.
Right.
Yeah. So what are some things that you're kind of working on right now?
My main thing is like to make sure there's no goals, right?
Yeah.
Stop all the balls. But also I want to be able to help communicate with my defense so they can make less mistakes than they do. And I also want to get better in distributing the ball so we can just play the game better.
Now you guys are all seniors, so you guys going to be looked as the leaders for next season. I don't know how many seniors you guys have for next season.
It's a lot.
Is it a lot? Yeah. Oh, so you guys are a veteran group.
Yeah.
So what? Just talk about that. Just being a veteran group coming together, knowing that you guys were this close to the state tournament last year. Now you got everybody coming back.
Oh, like you said, we have a bunch of veterans coming back. Everybody, like most of the starting lineup and a bunch of guys, all seniors. So we have chemistry. We've been playing with each other for 3 years now. Fourth year, we're all going to seniors, and most of the guys from JV, the starting lineup our freshman year is what we have now. And we have chemistry with each other, so we just need to learn how to use that to go.
And that definitely starts in the offseason. Now, also, you guys are going to be looked at to also help the incoming freshmen, the sophomores, just, try to keep pace or just try to, be ready because, as you said, the injuries happen. You guys had some injuries last year, so you don't know when it's going to happen, but it's just a part of sports. So how are you guys going to be able to help the players that are coming off the bench? How are you guys going to help them always mentally be ready to go in the game?
Well, personally, I feel like with like the drills, for example, like instead of like, because last year was very individualistic, it was like we just focused on our talent. But I feel like if with like the drills we're gonna do in the summer too, it's gonna help when you use everyone on the field. It makes it so like even if like let's say an injury does happen, one of our players goes, like that might be talent gone, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have a replacement who can just play the basic game.
Yeah.
If you can play the basic game, you can play the position, and then there'll be no problem. And we wouldn't end up how we did last year.
Now, soccer soccer is probably one of the sports you have to be in extreme shape because you're just going up and down the field, 90 minutes going up and down the field. What is you guys' mental preparation for that, just for the games? Because not a lot of people could do it.
You just have to want it. Every game, you just got to go in there wanting the W. It's the main goal every time, stepping on the field.
Yeah.
Got to give it 100%, because if not, the other team will, and they'll beat you.
Yeah, most definitely you don't want to come out on that. And seems like we're running out of time. It goes by so quick. But before we go, World Cup is happening. You guys been watching?
Yeah.
So far, tell me what team has impressed you guys and what team you guys are disappointed in.
Well, for me, I'm really disappointed in how Germany has been doing. I just feel like, well, it's not necessarily the players' fault, because the coach, he brought in a lot of really slow, old players, and he dropped Sané, which is a really fast winger. He also left out the number 20 kid, Brandt, who I think plays for Leverkusen. And I just feel like he could have managed the team better. But like, they played obviously a little bit better against Sweden, but it cut close. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like they're a team who were let down this year.
Yeah.
A team that surprised me was probably Belgium, because I knew Belgium had a good squad, but I didn't know how they would perform. Mm-hmm. And they've been performing how they should be performing, unlike the other big teams who kind of been winning 1-0, tying big games that they should win,
Yeah, Argentina. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, yeah, that was one of my World Cup finals.
Yeah.
10.
Exactly.
If they don't win today, it looks like they're going to be bounced up out of there. So, oh man, they're giving me the 1 minute mark. But I mean, thank you guys for coming. We definitely got to do this again during the season, before the season, catch up on you guys. But anytime you guys want to come back, talk about the season, you guys could come here and we could chat it up.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for having us.
Not a problem. You guys been watching Athletes Corner. We're going to toss it back to Brian.
And welcome back from another great Athletes Corner segment. Great job, Mukala. And thank you for coming in. So now let's talk more soccer with the World Cup. I'm going to bow out of this one. It's kind of like you bowed out of hockey. I'm going to let you guys talk your little soccer stuff, because I'm not really interested.
First of all, no African team made it to the knockout round, which is really depressing.
Is that common?
Senegal, you had one job, just one job. One job. Tunisia, you had one job.
They were my pick.
What did y'all do? Y'all screwed it up, and y'all... anyways, Germany.
Bye-bye, Germany.
Germany.
Thank you, God.
Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw them not getting to the knockout round. That was quite the shocker.
Can we talk about the party that Mexico threw in South Korea for that?
Mexico.
I will talk about that, because that was amazing.
Hey, before we do that, I was watching the Mexico game. You guys saw I was watching the Mexico game in Sweden. Mm-hmm. I also had on another tab, I had the Germany and South Korea score. So it came to the 90th minute, and all I see is things thrown on the field, people brought their own champagne bottles, blasted onto the field. You just see liquid just flying everywhere. Mexico fans just they're cheering. The game's still going on, so I'm like, what's going on? I go to the other tab, I see South Korea scores, and I sit there, I'm like, Germany. And it was an extra time too. It was a 92 minute, and South Korea scored, and I was like, oh my God. Then they scored the second goal. For some reason the goalie was at the midfield. I'm like, what are you doing pulling out the goalie? It's only 1-0. You guys have a chance. But goalie kind of
safe to say none of those German players might not be allowed in their countries. So that was Argentina moved on. Everybody thought they weren't even going to make it to the knockout round, which was so the round of 16, they have some good matchups coming out. Which one are you looking most forward to?
Honestly, I'm looking forward to the Brazil and Mexico one, because you got the underdogs, which is one of the favorites. So you got Neymar, and then you got all Mexico, and Mexico's been putting up a good fights too. They have shown this World Cup that they belong in. They have shown that they should not be the underdogs, and I can see them. As they've been playing, I can see them beating Brazil. It's a slight chance, but I can see it. And if they do, I'm going to call this right now, Mexico beats Brazil July 2nd, they win the World Cup.
Well, I did predict Brazil to win the World Cup. Just not knowing anything, I did just say that. So I want that on the record.
All I'm praying for is Argentina wins tomorrow against France and Portugal wins. So the Messi and Ronaldo debate could expand to a whole new level. So my Facebook friends could argue amongst each other about who's better.
People are arguing about the World Cup on Facebook.
No, people argue about who's better, Messi or Ronaldo.
You think people get excited about NFL? When it comes to the World Cup, push NFL aside, you got way
Nobody
worse.
I know.
No, man, you need to get out more.
No,
but Messi versus Ronaldo. This is basically like LeBron and LeBron and Jordan debate. People are just going at it for these two. So this is just what I want to see.
I do know a little bit. Messi is much more of a well-rounded player, right? Whereas Ronaldo's more of like an offensive player.
They're both the same. They play the same basically. They both go for the scores.
Ronaldo takes some time off and he's not really. He just cares more about goals. Not really a defensive type player.
No,
he goes on defense.
You're just saying that. You're just saying that because you hate his hair.
I do.
I'm going right now. I'm hoping for the underdog wins on Sunday, July 1st. I want Spain to beat Russia, and I want Croatia gone because Croatia has been dominant. And everyone's saying, "Oh, Croatia's the best." Like,
well,
no.
You've been telling me that Croatia's going to win. That's what you've been telling me.
I have, but I want the underdogs to win because I want Mexico to win. Yeah. After the only reason why I wanted Croatia to win was because Mexico, I did not see them making it. But when I saw them win, I'm like, all right, now I want Mexico to win. Like, I'm gonna kind of bandwagon them a little bit. I hate bandwagons, but I'm a hop. There's one time in my whole life I will hop on the bandwagon train.
Right, you're allowed one bandwagon.
Yeah.
What's not a bandwagon train? It's just a bandwagon. That'd be kind of redundant.
So the
right?
knockout round is going to be very interesting.
Oh yeah, they got great matchups.
Matchups in there. So we'll go by next week. We're going to be closer to the finals.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah. Now NCAA, there's a.
Oh God.
Which one are we going to start with? Basketball.
Let's just talk about the transfer rule. I don't even want to talk about the basketball. We'll talk about this transfer rule, which is the dumbest thing ever. So if you transfer to school, you have to sit out for a year.
It's always been that way.
It's always been like that way. A lot of people think it's dumb. I think it's personally dumb, but the NCAA, I believe they won. Mm-hmm. They won an appeal in court that you have to sit there. You have to sit out. So
yeah, you have to sit out a year for that. But what also is weird is it's only for Division I. So if you go from Division I to Division III, which people have done, you don't have to sit out a year there. Which I think would be the opposite. Like if you're Division I and you're going to Division III, why don't you just take a year off and get a little worse so you don't dominate these D3 players?
Yeah.
But if you're going up from D3 to D1, you need to sit, and then if you go from D1 to D1, you also have to sit too. I don't get it. I don't think it makes sense.
I think it's done. I don't know. I just don't understand why this rule is even in place. Like, what is the?
They threw around the word integrity. I guess if you throw around integrity, that's going to ruin the integrity of the game. The judge has no way to rule other than.
Like if I get a new job and leave this job, do I have to sit out a year?
What are you saying?
No, I'm just saying
that's true. Yeah.
Do we sit out a year for that? Let me see, if I transfer schools for educational reasons, do I have to repeat a year or something? What is going on here?
And NCAA, they need to get. It's like everything. They need to get something fixed. Maybe it's someone in the actual company that's doing this. Like they're just
it's dumb.
They give someone an assignment. They're like, oh, this might be good. Fire that person that's thinking this. Okay, come on, let's get on back on track here with these rules.
Quickly, we had a Breonna Stewart update. Just quickly tell us about that.
So everybody knows she was on the body issue recently.
But I didn't know that.
Okay, she was recently on the body issue. For some reason I get ESPN body issues all the time, so I got like every single magazine that came out this year. I was like, okay. But she was just interviewed about being sexually abused. So it was kind of hard on her. But I think that's what kind of pushed her to be on the cover of the body issue. Because she wanted to show that she's not ashamed of anything. And it was interesting. Like, I haven't watched it yet. I kind of want to watch the interview, see what's going on. But like, when I didn't know she was, when I was reading about why like each person that was on the body issue was on it, and it kind of showed on another segment that she was interviewed about it. So I was like, okay. So it's kind of like, yeah, she's sad about it, but like she's not afraid anymore. Like I feel like she's more encouraged than anything else now.
Yeah, with the whole movement now, the Me Too movement, that more of these people are coming out of the shadows and their stories are being told, and that's always good. And I hadn't heard of her, to be honest, but then I Googled her, and she's also one of the best players in the WNBA as well.
One of the best college players ever, too.
So it's good to see somebody that can overcome something like that and still, have a great professional life as well.
Yeah, most definitely. So we are getting the wrap-up sign. We rambled a lot. We left out some things.
A lot of it was NBA.
Yeah, it's the NBA. This is going to happen. NBA offseason just like that. Free agency starts July 1st. July 1st is first day of free agency. So
might have to have a free agency special.
And it's going to be, the show's going to be like this a lot. Some things we just going to not talk about, and we'll save them for next week. So sorry, Boston Red Sox. We'll give our Red Sox update next week. So you guys have been watching After the Whistle. Website, it's up. You can stream shows on there, right? You can stream new shows.
Yeah, have you not been to it?
No.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, www.lyntv.org. Make sure you check out the new website. July 16th, Harold and Maude.
Yes.
Here. Doors open at 6:30.
Yes.
Movie starts at 7.
Yes.
We got July classes. Sign up. Come to the studio. Come make a movie. Come make a film or whatever. Check out Lynn Uncovered, our new web series. We got the latest is up on Beyond the Walls. We're doing a lot of great things here. So, I'm Mukala Kabongo, Brian Dorrington, Steven P. We are out of here. Enjoy your 4th of Julys and all that good stuff.